Hi, and welcome to Rocket Fuel, your daily update of everything that's happening in the Rocket Pool community. My name is Wack. Today is March 5th. I'm sorry that I've not been around for a while, but I'm back now with probably an hour-long episode. Let's see how long it turns out to be. But today's episode will cover a new all-time high for Bitcoin, and other cryptos are flying. The big news of the day is that we have a date for the Houston upgrade for Rocket Pool, and we also have a whole lot of coverage about Eth Denver and Denver liftoff that took place over the last week. So let's get started.
10, 9, ignition sequence start, 6.
Okay, so I think we kind of have to start with this, that the new all-time high has been broken by Bitcoin. So if we have a look, this was about 10 minutes ago. We hit 69,000 on Bitcoin. And on this is on Binance, by the way. And if we look at the monthly chart, then this is the exact same high as we had in November of 2021, which was also, September of 2021. Is that right? I thought it was a bit later than that. No, yeah, October of 2021, which was $69,000. So Bitcoin has been absolutely flying. And like I said, just in these last few minutes, it's touched that number again. So it hasn't gone above it just yet, but on other exchanges, it has gone above the previous all-time high. So happy new all-time high day. For those of you holding Bitcoin, congratulations. I do not hold any Bitcoin. I do, however, hold ETH, and ETH is also doing very well. It's not quite near the all-time highs yet. It's about 20% behind all-time highs, but it hit over 3,800. It went up to 3,822. And also RPL has been doing pretty well, where it has broken out of, well, not quite broken out of range, but like hitting the top of the range. If you have a look at the 3-day chart, you'll see that we've kind of been in this range. Actually, maybe on the daily you can see it better. We've been in this range basically for the last, since we broke out of it in October. We've kind of been in this, $25 at a low and around $35 at high kind of prices, and we're kind of coming up to the top of that range again. So hopefully we can break through that as well. But Bitcoin's kind of leading the way. Some alts are already hitting all-time highs, like meme coins and stuff, and it looks like ETH is doing very strongly, and it looks like RPL isn't too far behind. So this is a really exciting price action, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what the next few weeks and months and hopefully a year will bring. But as the markets are getting this hot, like every model is broken, like Bitcoin is not supposed to be hitting all-time highs, 6 weeks before the halving. That's never happened before. I know it's a very limited sample. We only have three previous occasions to have a look at, but like it's still, I think, pretty significant, and it's something to definitely keep an eye on. The big news today, bigger than Bitcoin all-time highs, is Houston. So for those of you who know, we had the Eth Denver liftoff, which happened over Saturday and Sunday. And during that time, Langers, who you can just see in the bottom right of the picture, announced the date for the Houston upgrade. This was posted by Sneaky Ninja Guy in Trading. And when Houston, that's on May 6th, 2022. So it's in 2 months and 1 day from today. Before Langers announced the date, I had been kind of teasing my my projections of what it's going to look like, and my understanding was that it was going to be around April 14th, basically 6 weeks from the talk, and that gives you enough time to do test nets and any things that come up in testnet, like quick last minute fixes and stuff. However, it didn't quite work out that way. Langers explained that Sigma Prime want to have a quick look at things again. That's going to add basically a little bit of time to the release, but the release is ready and they're really happy about it and excited about it, which is pretty awesome. And there's a whole lot to say about Houston. I think I could probably do a dedicated episode. Maybe it'll be a good time to get like the team members on. Maybe I can get Kane on and explain what's in Houston and like tell us all about it. But one of the things that like has kind of been going around, like this idea that Houston will allow whale marriages to happen in the protocol. So right now we have Patricio and like Marco Bacco in a whale marriage. So Patricio provides the RPL, and Marco Bacco provides the ETH, and they're kind of in a marriage together. Well, Houston will allow stake on behalf of, we already have stake on behalf of RPL, for RPL, stake RPL on behalf. Now we'll be getting stake ETH on behalf, and we'll also have separate withdrawal address for ETH and RPL. So one of the cool things that will happen with that is we'll basically have protocol level whale marriages where it won't be customizable like Miner Ramana's whale marriages, well, shrimp marriages customizable. However, what will happen is that this will be audited, by Sigma Prime and Consensus Diligence and like a whole, I think, and a whole bunch of like another audit team as well. So this will, I think, add a whole lot of confidence for people who want to get into marriages of sorts. Now, one of the words that, one of the phrases that we heard a lot was that institutions are coming, and we're going to be talking about that in a few minutes. But beforehand, the Houston upgrade has kind of caught the imagination of the wider crypto community. And here we have Anthony Cesano talking about when Houston as well, and talking about the date for Houston. And this is, him saying that this is really cool, and also saying that if you want news about Rocket Pool, you should go to Jasper or me or Pat, which was actually really nice of Anthony Cesano to give us a shout out there. But yeah, he's right. Like Jasper, myself, and Pat and others. If you want like reliable Rocket Pool news, we're the people to come to get that, and we're going to be sharing a whole lot of that news in the coming weeks. I think this is a really exciting time for Rocket Pool. So let's see here Jasper's announcement. Jasper says, breaking news for Rocket Pool by Langers. Houston upgrade will be May 6th, including fully on-chain voting and much better support for institutional staking partnerships. So that's the marriage stuff that I was talking about. So Jeff here says, what institutional staking partnerships are there? Anything concrete in the pipeline? Looking forward to Houston regardless. And then Jasper says, let's just say that very old Rocket Pool partners have been biding their time, waiting for the right moment, with a wink. And then the Rocket Pool intern says institutions are coming, and basically this is incredibly exciting, and it's something that I'm definitely here for. So this is the kind of thing that that as people really start to understand what Houston will unlock, I think people are going to start getting really bullish about Rocket Pool, and the idea of being constrained by node operator ETH hopefully will break that resistance that we've had at around 250,000, and I think we're going to get some nice pumps in new ETH coming in, like validator ETH coming in, and yeah, I'm very excited about it. So I'll definitely let you all know as we get any news on that. But sadly, it's still 2 months away before we get Houston, and work has already started on the upgrades that are coming after Houston. So that's going to be really great, like in the community and stuff. Okay, so now let's talk about the Denver upgrade as a whole. So sorry, ETH Denver as a whole. So there's a whole lot to cover here, and I know that like some of it's going to be out of order and stuff. So I'm sorry about that. But let's start with the actual ETH Denver liftoff event that happened. So this was a 2-day event that Ken shared the information from. He says the Rocket Pool community is excited to attend the new node operator workshop and the community discussion today, Saturday, March 2nd. So it says all events will be at the Colorado State University Spur building, and the address, and then there's the address. So it says Saturday, there's a new validator workshop. So these are designed for individuals new to Ethereum staking who want to learn how to run a full Ethereum node from home or using VPS hosted services. The knowledgeable leaders from the Rocket Pool community will teach this hands-on 2-hour workshop, and come on with your laptop. And then there's the community discussion, where it says attend a facilitated strategic planning session with other members of the Rocket Pool community. We will lead several discussions in small group format about emerging topics relevant to Rocket Pool, and that's Saturday's agenda. So if you want to get tickets, if you want to get tickets, and then there's a warning coming up from Rocket Watch saying there's no ticket system in this server. But anyway, what was really interesting was the amount of people that turned up for the new operator workshop wasn't actually as many as we'd hoped, but it was actually like not terrible. It was decent, right? Like not amazing, not terrible, kind of in the middle. The thing that was really exciting was the community discussion that took place from 2 o'clock to 4:30, and we had that room was packed. We had to get seats from other chairs, and it was really wonderful. Like it was really, really wonderful. So let's actually have a look at what happened there. So here, Rocknet was kind enough to actually share all the meeting notes. So this was a meeting that was held by Schifrin as the leader of it. And then we had, a bunch of community members kind of break up into tables where there were about, between 8 and 10 people at a table. I think there were 4 or 5 tables, well, groups basically of people. And my group obviously was the best group because it had me on it. No, because it had like Jasper and other mega brains on there as well. But it was really great. So there were 4 parts of the discussion. So the first was, a rocket pool's strengths. The second was rocket pool's weaknesses. The third was areas of opportunity. And the third was like what risks are there basically. So, in the beginning, we talked about like the current numbers of the protocol. So how much ETH we have, how many validators we have, how many node operators we have. And then we got to know our teammates, like our group mates. And my group, like I said, had Jasper on it, had Logri the Bard, it had Nixo, and it had someone else. I've forgotten who. I'm sorry. It'll come to me in a minute. We had Michaelin and we had someone else. I'm not sure who else, but I'll remember and I'll share that with you all. But anyway, here, so the strength analysis was what does Rocket Pool do well? What are Rocket Pool's unique resources? And what do others view as Rocket Pool's strengths? So the main things that we do well, the smart node, the documentation we have, the community that we have, with support, memes, knowledgeable members, POAPs, Rocket Fuel, Weekly Orbit, etc. We encourage home staking. We make everything as accessible as possible to newbies. We lower the technical barrier to entry and financial barrier to entry as well. We have benevolent or supportive whales. We within the community, we push for client diversity. It's very organic branding. The third-party community devs build on Rocket Pool protocol and integrate Rocket Pool. We have higher rewards than solo staking. We have permissionless node operator set. We simplify node operation significantly. And then added benefits on top of that, we have things like Rescue Node, Rocket Arb, Rocket Spool, Rocket Sweep, and the Smoothing Pool. That should really be called the Rocket Pool. No, Rocket Smoothing Pool or something, because everything that builds on Rocket Pool has to have the word Rocket in there, apparently. Anyway, we have the most independent node operators. We're battle tested, Lindy, we have audits, etc. We have an underdog status, which kind of breeds a certain kind of social mentality, which is really powerful. In terms of LST, we have the most decentralized, it's non-rebasing, least volatile, most collateralized, and we have extensive DeFi integrations. We have huge community events. We're very respected in the wider Ethereum community. Our grants program really helps development. We have a governance system that is unique because it's only node operators who are able to vote. It's not a simple matter of just holding RPL and voting. And then outside people outside of Rocket Pool see as decentralization maxis and extremely Ethereum aligned. So those are all some really, really cool positives. Now with weaknesses, one of the biggest weaknesses that people mentioned was the RPL token, about the price exposure risk being generally required, the general tokenomics of the token. People want to remove it, about how the growth of the protocol is tied to RPL, and how it's limiting because of that. And then how it's designed to be insurance, but it's not really used as insurance. And then some weaknesses about the team, about speed to market with things such as the LB4s, how it's slow moving development, it's a small team, and how the website took a really long time to roll out. Another weakness was the bond still being high, if 10.40 is still high, and then need more enhanced monitoring and alerts. The overall effectiveness and this testation rate of the protocol is not as high as some of the services. The protocol needs more representation at ETH core dev calls. And then there's scalability and growth. Right now we're constrained by node operator ETH and ETH. Shout out to Invis. And then Invis got a bunch of shout outs actually. And then the DAO decision making could be improved with the process, I guess. The deposit cap limits the growth of Rocket Pool, and how the deposit pool cap, with marketing, it's kind of organic and minimal. They don't do, the protocol doesn't do much more aggressive marketing. With transparency, there's dev funds versus DAO funds, and understanding what the relationship between those are. And also the roadmap needs updating and needs to be maintained. So when it comes to the ODAO as well, the protocol's still kind of stuck with the ODAO doing lots of duties, which can be a centralizing force. But we're moving away from the PDAO Guardian wallet with Houston, which is good. And then user experience, there's still issues with the website. Like a staker got burned by slippage MEV, the deposit pool being maxed out, and it's capital inefficient. Like you don't need a ETH validator. And then again, slow to adapt. That was something that came up quite a lot. And then need more liquidity for RPL and rETH on layer 2s. There's more need for geographical node operator distribution. We need a stronger business development and need more rETH DeFi education. We have no in-house DVT, which is distributed validated technology. Moderation in the community is sometimes lacking, especially when it comes to like new members and like interacting with trolls. Existing members know like different people's sense of humor, but new members can find it off-putting. We talked about there being tax inefficiencies for node operators. We talked about marketing basically, and other things. Bounties tend to stay in-house when it might be better to get people from outside Rocket Pool to do the bounties as well. Reporting to include all-in cost. I'm not sure what Rocknet means by that, but knowledge can be difficult to track in Discord, which of course why I have this channel. ChatGPT to enhance Discord potentially to have certain support queries being answered by ChatGPT could make it easier a little bit for some people, make it easier to find certain resources. There's been some controversy about EigenLayer and just other app integration like that, but especially EigenLayer. And then other protocols have pre-signed exits, can beat market to forced exits. So this is like Stader or NodeSet potentially as well, like using pre-signed exits, but Rocket Pool not wanting to use them because we could have LEB4s now if we had forced exits, or potentially even less. But then there's current perception of RPL, there's explosion of RPL USD markets, and then Lido CSM is more attractive than current state Rocket Pool. So then opportunity analysis included integration with other application layers and staking. Then there's issues with EigenLayer, so attracting node operators while protecting rETH, making it optional and easy to turn people off if not available. And then other opportunity analysis included Ethereum upgrades, forced exits, and how we can remove poor performing validators if we need to. And then trying to integrate with DVT solutions like OBOL or SSV, develop proper help desk or ticketing system, deploy advanced MEV strategies such as timing games or pre-confirmations potentially that could get some money to node operators and the protocol, an all-point bulletin system in the case of critical issues, and then traditional investment vehicles, statelessness, NodeSet, tokenomics changes for better support of inflows. With marketing, there's a whole lot of different options that we could do, and different ways of marketing and different people to market to, and then targeted marketing, and then reach retail investors, traditional investment vehicles and endowments, and then make representative node operators to interact with things like Starknet, kind of like ambassadors for Rocket Pool, and then embrace node operators as an asset, proof of location potentially using something like Witness Chain, and then the Security Council that we could have at Houston as well. And then this is Ethereum upgrades, make voices heard to the Ethereum Foundation. So like, for example, with the Robust Incentives Group, they're working on minimal viable issuance, changing the issuance curves, getting EIP 7002 through the gate, which is for execution exits, forced exits, max effective balance, how that aligns with mega pools, Pepsi, which is protocol enforced proposal commitments. So that is a way of getting some potential opportunities for Rocket Pool to grow as well. And then we had competitive pressures and risks. So we had, LRTs that might be outperforming Rocket Pool and then we've got to figure out like what our commission levels are against competition. There's a weakness with RPL because people seemingly don't want to buy it. And then there's a current inability to scale. We've been choked for a while. And then there's general competition with Lido CSM and any competing protocols. There's a whale concentration risk such as hacks, leaving, etc. There's concentration risk around ETH only mini pools. There's a general morale of the community because of the RPL ETH ratio. the price goes down and the mood goes down, the price goes up, everybody's jubilant. Then there's lack of succession resources. For example, if if there's a fortunate accident with a node operator, then we'll be in a bad situation. We need more help for those people in those situations. Lido CSM, of course, being a huge threat that we're acting against. Rocket Pool kind of sadly being late to market with a lot of things is a big problem. And then we have the liquid staking market and the environment that's around there. After that as well, we have like rETH demand and ETH only validators. Potentially could be something to fix that. There's regulatory risks, of course, with the new tokenomics. If they deem that there's a fee switch or something like that, it might cause issues with the SEC. Of course, the ODAO is always a risk and a pressure for Rocket Pool's growth. Then with node operators, for example, we have node operators, mass slashings or leaving, too many node operators leaving. Then there's DeFi risks of big protocols that have rETH put in there having a hack or some kind of issue. There's the issue of team compromise potentially if they get sued or something like that. Also, the RPL price is not helping all of this as well, especially with people kind of chasing points and degen activity elsewhere. And then we have potential vampire attacks from other LSD protocols, kind of like Diva airdropping tokens to people in the Rocket Pool community. And then there's an inability to use node operator ETH bond in DeFi. So that was some of the whole the stuff that came out of the strategy session. There were some really excellent discussions that took place, and they really I feel like people walked away like being more informed of Rocket Pool. I guess the job of the community now is to find out how to put this into action, right? Like get the information from here and do something with it. There was also this POAP for people who attended Denver Liftoff, which was a really nice POAP that it looks like it was designed by Sleety, but I'm not sure. It definitely has his design aesthetics, but that was a really nice POAP. So then, of course, Denver Liftoff, had the node operator workshop, and during the node operator workshop, there's a whole lot of people coming in to support to try to ask for Hleshki, ETH, and RPL. So Hululo set up a parrot. So if you're a non-authorized user asking for those things, then what would happen is the system faucet bot would deny it for you. However, if Hululo set it up, then it would be approved. So what happened here was Sneaky, like every time he would say something, that kind of made a parrot bot. Then Hululo would kind of parrot that. So when Sneaky says, "Are you parroting me?" and Hululo says, "Oh, are you parroting me?" And then I think he figured it out that basically it was to use the faucet bot. So then Sneaky was using the faucet bot here as well. So like he was using the code for it, but the faucet bot was saying sorry, you're not allowed to use it. But then Hululo was parroting that basically, and then it was going through. So that was pretty cool. But anyway, the sessions went well, and then on the Sunday, then we had wait, I'm not sure what this is. Oh yeah, the starting time. So on Sunday, this was the beginning of the second day, which was all the presentations and like TED Talks. So people in trading were kind of already getting excited about it, and then there was then people were getting ready to start and watch. And then once it started, here was the agenda basically, and everything was ready to go, and the people started watching it. So it was really exciting. There were some technical issues at the beginning, but the once we've tried to figure those out, then from the first couple of talks there were some problems, and that kind of like made us late for the rest of the day. But we were able to get through it all like quite well. Anyway, like Ramana here shared their slides, and we also had these slides from Val and Samus, and they were really good. So you can like read follow their whole talk, and kind of get that information about what it was like. And there were some updated design choices that went into here. I guess they were making changes into the last minute, and they really did a good job of explaining all the different things, basically, that we could see. So that was really great as well. So we oh yeah, okay, going back a little bit, sorry, I went too far forward. Yeah, people started following along with the videos, and hold on a second, right here. So they started sharing photos from the event as people were giving talks, and the whole community felt like it was kind of watching along with it. So here there is the picture of the venue. It's kind of like a lecture theater. Here's Pat and Ken kind of getting everything set up, and that's what the venue looked like. It was just like a lecture theater, so it was kind of cool. And those were pictures taken by Sneaky, who was there. And then we got everyone was getting their slides sorted out and everything. It was looking good. And then once the event started, this was the little screen that was there. Denver liftoff, Rocket Pool, Protocol DAO hosted event, March 2nd and 3rd. And then people started talking. The first person to talk, seriously, people were having issues with sound, and they were saying that we're not getting the sound. So there were some issues with that. But the first person to talk was Massimo from the SSV. And then after that, we had other members as well. So it was really cool. Like the whole community felt like they were kind of watching along, and there were kind of live tweeting it, live messaging about it in Discord, which was really good fun for everyone. I know that I was in attendance, and I was even kind of following along on Discord a little bit, seeing what was going on. But people seem to really enjoy the event, and the video for the event, it seems like the live stream video itself got made private, and I think it's going to be cut up and made released shortly. So I'm not sure when that's going to happen, but as soon as I see that, what I'll do then is I'll share that with you all. And this was one of the funny things in the morning. It says Pat absolutely butchered Massimo. He made really bad pronunciations of Massimo's name, which Massimo corrected Pat even, and then he still got it wrong. So that was quite funny / not funny. But here's a screenshot from Massimo's talk. He was the first person he was zooming in. So there was that thing to be aware of. But yeah, if you follow along the messages in trading, people were kind of talking about it all day, and it was some really good questions actually came out of the Discord as well. So you can definitely follow along with all of that. So people here, like Mike, for example, was kind of complaining about the audio issues in the beginning and the video issues, and then we were talking about how we're going to get better quality recording. Ken said that it's recorded locally on SD card, which means that we hopefully can get better footage of the first few talks. So I think that it was actually a really great event in the end. After the first couple of talks, everything got really good, and then so it was a great event. And we had a bunch of team members speaking, like Grant and Kane and Langers and Dave. We had a bunch of community members speaking, like Val and Samus and Ramana. Jasper spoke on 2 talks. Schifrin spoke. Patches talked. A whole bunch of people. So it was a really, really cool event. We were doing promoting it across ETH Finance and on Twitter and other places. So maybe people from not just from the Rocket Pool community were watching as well. So there was a lot of really cool stuff happening. I think it was pretty awesome. Okay, so let's actually have a look at the ETH Denver itself. So here's some general stuff. So here, we had some pictures of the team arriving and kind of checking it out, and some better quality pictures of the team. So here we have Nick, Langers, Grant, Dave, and also Kane. And then on the first day, Ken kind of showed a live stream of the team setting up the booth. just to check if all the live streaming stuff was working properly. And that's an hour and 30 minutes if you want to go and watch that. There's nothing really to watch. It's just the team kind of like setting up and stuff. But then the events kind of started. So here there was a state of staking panel, decentralization, security, and user experience. So this was a panel with Langers on it, and that was a nice panel. And also then we had picture sharing. Sneaky here was sharing pictures of the Whack House. So the Whack House was the place where everyone seemed to want to hang out, and it was really good fun. On the first day, it wasn't too many people, but on the Thursday night, a whole lot of people turned up, and the same situation was on the Friday night. So that was really good fun. On the Saturday night, it was a little bit more relaxed, and Sunday, of course, everybody had already left. But at one point, I think we had 50 or 60 people there. It was a really nice house compared to the house from last year, the Rocket Pool house from last year. This was like a really, really good place to hang out. What had happened was there were 2 Rocket Pool houses this year, and this one was like really spacious, and the living spaces was very open planned. So it just seemed like the place to be for people who wanted to hang out with Rocket Pool community members. And we had a whole lot of people who even want Rocket Pool community members who came by and like hung out there. And one of the things that happened was NodeSet asked if they could have like a meet and greet there as well. So that took place. Here there's a video of Kane during the pizza party, kind of like doing this one skill with this a ball on the string, and he did it like 10 times in a row. I have no idea how he's so good at it, but that was really cool. And then here there's some pictures of Ken and other people, community members from Rocket Pool and ETH Finance and EV Mavericks. And here there's a picture of some community members and some team members and me helping get things set up. There was a whole lot of like really cool stuff going on over here. Like lots of pictures were being shared. So here's a picture of Ken with Nick and Mav and Thomas, the new team member. And here's a picture of people at the Pizza DAO party, which was on the Wednesday night. And that was really good fun. And there was just like lots and lots of pictures being shared. So here's the team getting ready to go to the event on the main day of the conference. And then Thomas was pitching the Arrow booth. And I went and I took part on the Arrow booth. I kind of flew their simulator, and that stuff was like really cool, but like really like messing with my mind and body like coordination. And it was really cool. So there was a whole lot of other pictures being shared about the event. And like there's a picture of a community member with Thomas. Here's the opening ceremonies, and Jonathan Mann was hosting it, which was really cool. Throughout the day, the Rocket Pool booth was packed. So here you can see me talking to a community member, and also team members and community members kind of talking. And he was the same situation. So it was like really busy all day long. Here's a picture of Mav getting interviewed by someone. I don't know what the situation with that was. And here's another picture of Mav about to go to the podcast lounge. So we actually recorded the Rocket Pool community call from Denver. It was Ken hosted with Langers and Mav being the main members and me being their guest, which was really fun. And then here's Samus saying that's my head with me next to him talking to other community members as well. And then Samus was saying, shout out to Wack for excitedly introducing me to people. I was like, well, this is Samus, he's working in the tokenomics, talk to him, it's about cool stuff. Then there's a picture of the client diversity panel. I think, yeah, that's what it was, with Langers and Nixo speaking and others as well. And then I shared a better angle of that shot so you could see like who's on stage. There was a person hosting it, someone from Bisu, and Light Clients was there as well. And then here Ken shared a picture of famous people stopping by, and there's a picture with me and Jonathan Mann, with also Kane and Ken of course taking the photo. And then here we can see a whole bunch of like visitors to the booth, and not just, team members, but like actual people just visiting, which was awesome. And here Superfizz turned up as well, which was awesome because that was not expected at all. Like we thought Fizz wouldn't be turning up. Here people were putting stickers on my back, and on the back it says non-fungible human. And people responded by saying citation needed. So maybe I am a fungible human. I don't know how that works. So here ENS were trying to get people to get some swag, and you'd get like a badge basically with your ENS and your picture on there. Hester Pierce, of course, was speaking at Denver as well, talking about how awesome Ethereum is. And then we found out that we were going to have team like open bar night after the Denver liftoff. And the next day, on Friday, there was a panel about Ethereum validator and node operator summit. And this one got quite spicy because there was someone from Figment and another person from P2P on stage, and Nixo and Jasper kind of called them out, which was quite funny and totally deserved as well. And here there's some more pictures of the Rocket Pool booth. There was a whole lot going on. It was really exciting. And then there were no Tic Tacs, of course, this time, but that's okay. And then here there was people sharing another panel, lots of panel discussions going on. And then there was Ken was sharing pictures of where the liftoff event was taking place. Here's a picture of one of the parties from our house. This was shared by Elliot, and there's Wanda and Jasper and other community members in the photo, which was really cool. Like, you can kind of see in the background that there's people kind of everywhere. It was really busy. It was really good fun. And then let me see if there's any more photos here. There was a sketchy tunnel that people walked through to get to the side event. And then the actual desk was getting kind of quiet, but people were still working there, which was really awesome to see. And let me just see if there's any more photos in here. But yeah, there's another picture of the main booth. And then there was the liftoff stuff. So that was really wonderful. Like, it was really, really cool events, and a lot of cool pictures were shared and stuff. Then here's information about how to get the ENS badge set up, and some more pictures that I've already covered actually, so we can skip past those. One of the things that was interesting was, of course, everybody being in Denver meant there was a great place for people to meet face to face. So Jasper here shared a message saying, talking to my first hedge fund of the trip shortly, more investment fund than hedge fund. So basically he was shilling Rocket Pool to all these different organizations, and Lee was saying, are these investment funds going to buy RPL? Yeah, we want them to buy RPL basically. So that was really cool. I think that so many people got a chance to meet people face to face. I talked to people from many different protocols face to face, like including Hop, 1inch, and of course the NodeSet guys and others as well. Like, it was awesome. Here on the Saturday night, the team went out with some community members, and they told the bar staff that it was Langer's birthday. So people were singing happy birthday to him, even though it's not his birthday. But everybody at the liftoff event the following day sang happy birthday to him as well. But I think like everyone in the team got really drunk, and Patches as well. So when it came time for their talks, I don't think they were at 100%, but the talks went really well anyway. So it worked out quite well. And then here during the Denver liftoff event, there was this picture that I took with everyone who attended the strategy meeting, and yeah, it was a really nice session. It was really good. We actually even had Samus on our group as well. So that was, yeah, we had a Giga Brain table definitely, and we had the best comments throughout the whole thing for sure. But there was a whole lot of people. I'm not going to name the people, I don't want to dox them, but there was a whole lot of really cool stuff happening and really great discussions taking place there. Now, as I showed you that photo, with me, I took a selfie, right? Because I've got really long arms, and I look, see, this is like professional level selfie. I got everyone in the room in the photo, which is awesome. But anyway, there's me in the bottom left corner, and that kind of became a meme where I shared the photo, and then Invis kind of started playing around with it, and it says, no, Wacky was supposed to save us from the Bitcoin farms, not join them. And he kind of photoshopped the Bitcoin farms behind me. But then that kind of started a whole thing in the community where he got a template here of my face in the corner and blank image if anyone wanted to use it. And here Invis said example usage. And then there's SBF, going to his court, and then me in the corner of it. And then during the event itself as well, I was kind of, we were doing like some meta photos, where during the event, we shared this photo of talking about how the community is really really great. But what ended up happening was right at that moment, like, we showed the Discord, and looking for owls was calling out someone's mom, saying like, your mom. So I was pointing about how, there's sometimes trolls in our Discord, but we kind of try to get past that. And then that kind of became a meta joke as well, where, there was a picture of me pointing at the thing, and then someone else, Jasper, pointed a picture of me pointing at my picture. So there was there's a picture of me pointing at my picture. Anyway, after that, what happened is the template that Dr. Doofus made this picture of the wall, and then there's me in the bottom corner of it saying, how's the wall looking? And that then became a whole thing where Invis was like, Invis shared a picture of wall with whack. So I don't know what he was going to start doing with that, but I was really happy about it because I think it's really funny. I really like these kind of things. Anyway, then the community started getting kind of wild with it, especially Zemo, and he started making all these like pictures of me with other famous photos. So there's me in the corner with the soldier kissing after World War II, and then there's me in the corner with Ali versus Sugar Ray, I think, like knocking him down. And then there's me at the JFK's assassination day, which was really bad. There's me with the Undertaker in Hell in a Cell with Mankind. There's me in Tiananmen Square. There's me with a nuclear bomb exploding. Then there's me with the people sitting on the beam in building New York City. And there's me with George Washington crossing the Potomac River. I have not seen this one though. Where Whack? And this is where's Wally? But there's where's Whack, and it's actually quite easy to find Whack in that one. And then there's me taking a selfie with a seal. So this became like a huge meme. Then there's me with the Rocket Pools bar in London. And Dookie had one with me being unbothered, moisturized, happy, in my lane, focused and flourishing, even though the RPL price is $30.29 in that picture. And then Zemo had one with me and Vitalik, with his battery in his pocket that people thought looked like something else. So a whole lot of people had a lot of fun with that photo, and I thought it was wonderful. So yeah, some of those were really funny. And then what did Invis do? He made a new wall bot where if the price is off one of the high liquidity zones, then it would show me in the bottom corner. So people were having really good fun, like using the wall bot when the price was low. So I guess it was something to smile at, even though the price wasn't doing so well, the liquidity wasn't doing so well in those situations. But if you call the wall command now, then what will happen is, if it's in a high liquidity zone, then my photo won't be there. But if it's in a low liquidity zone, then you'll see my picture in the bottom corner. So good stuff. Okay, so moving past ETH Denver stuff, we've had some really cool things happen over the last few days. So this one right here is the rETH price hitting $4,125. That is not the exciting thing. The actually exciting thing is the market cap of rETH reached over $2 billion. There's $2,278 million now. We have a circulating supply of 552,561 rETH, which is amazing. And that price, as you know, is like up only. So it's 10% higher than the ETH price. And as the ETH price has been going up, the rETH price has also been going up. And you can see over here that, we're currently at very high levels, kind of flirting with that 4,200 point. As ETH, of course, flirts with 3,800, like I showed you guys in the beginning of the episode. So rETH now is the number 51 project on CoinMarketCap by market cap. And of course, on Ethereum, on DeFi Llama, it's like one of the biggest, it's the second biggest liquid staking token after Lido's stETH. So that was pretty awesome to see. And of course, there was a whole lot of talk about BlackRock. So this was on Thursday when Bitcoin was going mad and it hit $64,000. Well, CEO BlackRock was saying that cryptocurrencies will surpass traditional currencies worldwide because of the increasing global popularity. I think we might be a decade or two away from that happening, but the fact that people like Larry Fink are saying these words even is extremely bullish. You can watch the video to hear what he says. And then we got some more jubilation in the community on Thursday. I think this was actually Wednesday, when the price was just kind of going going crazy. L30 here shared news of, Larry Fink saying it's going to surpass it. So people kind of had a nice discussion about that in the Discord, and there was a lot being said about it, but there was some really interesting ideas. And then with the price moving so much, this was of course from Wednesday. So I recorded an episode on Thursday and it didn't get recorded, which was really upsetting. On Wednesday night, and if the recording failed because I didn't have my audio settings set up properly. So yeah, that was really unfortunate. But because of that, I just got left behind and I didn't make any new episodes until today. But this one's going to be super long. But anyway, so some of this news is out of date now, but I think, the liquidations have been happening. The prices have been kind of heading upwards, but longs and shorts have been getting liquidated. And then, of course, as always, once crypto starts going crazy, starts doing really well, and, euphoric, I guess, or whatever you would call it, Coinbase app couldn't handle the load of that. So it went down once, on Wednesday last week as Bitcoin hit 64,000. But then it also went down, a couple of days ago as it was going through another pump cycle. So, yeah. Okay, next we've got this update from Samus, who decided to work on a roadmap for Rocket Pool. And, this is something that the community has been asking for quite a while, but the team haven't provided a roadmap. So Samus took it upon himself to get that together. So, this is of course subject to change, and he's happy for people to kind of work on this. But he says the goal of this page is to represent an outline of the Rocket Pool roadmap, including proposals being considered for inclusion. Disclaimer, this is a work in progress and represents my own personal perspective. So this is not from the team. So here he has 3 sections. He says there's a summary table talking about all the proposals with the following categories. That's priority, governance stage, and technical stage. Then he's talking about the releases. So these are upgrades, releases on the horizon for Rocket Pool. Each release shows the proposals that were planned for inclusion, and the proposals in this category have been voted on and approved by the PDAO. And then there's considerations for inclusion. So this section is categorized first by topic, with each topic listing the proposals being considered for inclusion. The topics and proposals are listed in no particular order. Proposal in this section may not have RPIP yet. It's uncertain which Rocket Pool upgrade they will be included in, if at all. And this outline does not provide an exhaustive list of all proposals or research ideas, but instead prioritizes ideas being considered for inclusion. So then you can have a look at like the way the ideas are sorted. So for example, the RPIP31, RPL withdrawal address, this is priority number 1. It's going to Houston. The governance means that it's accepted for, and technical means that it's ready as well. So that's kind of the state for some of the Houston upgrades. And then for some of the other ones, there's a different amounts of information, like, with the level of priority or the readiness of them. So that's pretty cool. And then there's information about Houston, like releases, what's coming in Houston, for example, and what's coming in Saturn, or what we understand Saturn to be right now. Then there's some information about like what is being considered for inclusion. So this includes like mega pools, sublinear bonding, etc. And then the RPL value capture, like some kind of idea around new tokenomics, potentially universal variable commission, rETH protection, forced exits, and RPL inflation rework. So this is a nice idea for a roadmap that Samus made. So that's pretty awesome. Thank you for putting that together. And then one of the things that happened as well is Val did some updates to his vision plan, and he kind of cleaned some information up. Now that they're thinking of changing the split a little bit. So, 86% will still go to rETH holders. However, 5% will go to node operators, 8% will go to RPL buyback and burn, and then what we'll have is 1% will go to voters. So here there's an example of a flow diagram. So it said this section needs to be updated to effective RPL weight. So the voters section will have that figured. And then there's some more like diagrams of what everything will look like as well. And there's more tiers as well if you want to dig deeper into those ideas. So this is the version of the document that then was presented at Denver Liftoff, and I thought was very interesting to see. Okay, one of the excitement releases that we got during Denver Liftoff was Rocket School. So Rocket School is a grant, a project based on a grant from ETH Staker and Rocket Pool's GMC. and it was delivered by the EV Mavericks. And this is a whole beginning to end program of how to become a Rocket Pool node operator. So, for example, they kind of explain what it means to be a node operator and what Ethereum staking is, and what the different how it works, and then how staking with Rocket Pool works. Then they have information of how you can set up a Rocket Pool node operator, like what you need, what kind of hardware you need, and all the different kind of things that go into it. And then after that, they have another section as well called maintain your node. And then this is just about like using your node and like maintaining your stake. So this was a really great project. It came out, like I said, it came out of the EVM community, and I'm going to be covering this in a lot more detail on Rocket Fuel soon. But this is now released. It's actually an open beta, so if there's any mistakes that you find while looking through it, then please let the EV Mavericks people know. There's a contact button over here, and it says contact us at the public-Rocket School channel of our Discord, and there's a link to their Discord. So definitely check that out if you have any feedback for them. They're normally really good at responding. So get in touch with the Rocket School people, because I'm sure they'd love to hear from you if you have any feedback. Okay, next we got this update from Coinbase Cloud here, and they're talking about the execution diversity. So this was actually like a huge talking point happening at ETH Denver this week. So Coinbase Cloud said, we told you we're working towards diversifying the execution clients on our Ethereum validators. Today, we're excited to provide an update. He says this week we've begun rolling out support for Nethermind with support for Aragon close behind. So what they're doing is they're moving half of their stake from Geth to Nethermind. The other half is still on Nethermind, and then they'll be adding Aragon into the mix as well, close behind. So Coinbase has about 15% of the stake, and they're moving like this is really amazing. And then we've got another update as well here. This is from Kiln, and they have 42,000 validators, which is nearly just 4% of all Ethereum staked. And they said that last month we committed to migrate part of Kiln's validated and non-majority Ethereum execution client. So it says today we're glad to share that more than half of Kiln's 42,000 managed validators now run on Nethermind, which of course is amazing to see. And then if you have a look at the client diversity website, this hasn't been updated yet with that information, but it looks like the Geth amount might be below 66% now. But as I've always been saying, we should really assume that it's not and try to get it even lower still, because the last thing you want to do is become complacent about this and then not, and then there being a problem and bad things happening. So that was really amazing. Okay, next we've got this post from Patches. So this was from actually February 28th. So it was from last Wednesday. And he says, staking with Figment, reconsider. And the reason why he was saying reconsider is because Figment had this blog post from January on their website after the Nethermind bug. And they give some really bad information in there about how they manage their stake and how they're going to stay with Geth. And they said that, if there's a bug with Geth, they'd be able to move to Nethermind within half an hour or 3 hours, not realizing, of course, that if they're on Geth and that's a super majority chain, then bad things would happen if they tried to switch. And it was just not like really misinformed or just really badly thought out. So Patches was really upset about it. He says, he quotes them saying, Figment runs Geth as primary execution client. Importantly, Figment has the ability to switch execution clients in a matter of hours should Geth experience a similar bug. Patches says finality happens within 10 minutes. You have a tested, finalized chain before your clients switch. And that, of course, would lead to slashing if you try to switch in that situation. And then Patches goes on, and kind of explains more of their issues. And one of the things that happened was, Figment then replied to Patches saying, we previously announced our plan to be Geth free. Read more here. And Patches says, thank you for contributing to Ethereum's robustness. Can you take down the January 22nd blog post and issue a correction? The disinformation is harmful. So, Figment are moving in the right direction, but their understanding of what it means to run a Geth client as a supermajority was incredibly bad. And that's why they got called out for it by Nixo and Jasper at ETH Denver on that panel that they were on. Okay, next we had this update from Wanda in the NodeSet team saying, hey everyone, NodeSet is hosting ETH Denver meetup at the Rocket Pool Community House on March 1st, which was that night. They said, please ping Whack or Ramana for the address. So, like I was saying to you, a whole lot of people got in touch with me for the address, and I think over 50 people turned up, including of course Nick and Wanda from NodeSet, and it was actually a really good chat that people had. It wasn't any kind of formal presentation or anything like that. I think they just wanted to meet as many people as possible and kind of pitch to them being a node operator. And that topic of being a node operator with NodeSet was something that featured quite prominently in their talk. And they were talking about, how it might look if NodeSet gets certain amounts of market share and what kind of rewards their node operators can expect. And, they really want to bring rewards to the smaller node operators. And they were showing that, if their growth goes the way they want, it could be potentially bringing a whole lot of ETH to small node operators, which of course, would be a huge percentage of their rewards. So I think this is something that not many people know about, and it's something that I'm going to be writing a tweet thread about, and also a Reddit post about, hopefully today or tomorrow, just to let people know about what's going on. Because the way it works is, if you have one Rocket Pool validator, so that's 8 ETH plus 2.4 ETH of RPL, and if you run that for 6 months at good quality, then a NodeSet will, you can become a NodeSet operator, and NodeSet will give you potentially dozens of validators to run, of which you'll be taking a big chunk of rewards. And it could end up being, during the presentation, they said it could be 5 to 10 ETH worth of rewards per year, which is absolutely astronomical. So, if you consider that if you have 10.4 ETH of stake, and then you're getting, 5 ETH of rewards, that's 50% return, which is unheard of, right, in ETH terms, on top of your own staking and RPL rewards as well, of course. But then if it goes up to the 10 ETH barrier, if they get, the kind of adoption that they wish they get, then that could be 10 ETH they showed, and that could be 100% of your ETH rewards in 1 year, which is truly phenomenal. So it might be something that, that it's going to be something that I'm going to highlight a lot to the wider communities and really explain how that's going to work. And I think that NodeSet is going to be a huge success for Rocket Pool as it launches and as we move, into the next year. So that was a really interesting talk, and I'll have more details about that coming for you all soon. Okay, next we had some news from Nethermind, and Nethermind here have a new experimental client, saying the new experimental release 1.26.0 for Nethermind is out, and this has a new feature called Snap Serving feature. It says now Nethermind can serve all data needed with good enough performance to sync an entire node. It says test the latest improvements to half-path state upgrade. It says no action needed for stable 1.25.4 users. So it says learn about half-path state upgrade and our approaches to state databases changes in this article by our core devs. I don't fully understand exactly how this works because I'm not a Nethermind user. Actually, yeah, well, I need to dig deeper into it. But over here we got a response saying, so Snap Serving says this version also includes experimental, still under testing mechanism for serving Snap data. This is very important milestone done, which will improve the health of Ethereum. Now only Geth is capable of serving Snap data, so Nethermind can introduce very high responsibility of Geth and serve this data as well. It says since we're still working on it, users can experience some worse performance when Snap data is served. We're working on optimizing it. I'm not sure exactly what Snap data is, but if it's something that you're interested in, then you can check out this Nethermind experimental release. I guess you can use it on testnet. Okay, next we had this a submission from Jasper, which is interesting because there's no information about it. So it says hop in real life alpha, mainnet permissionless bonder soon. So for those of you who don't know what hop is a bridge that will let you send your crypto assets from layer 1 to layer 2 and also from layer 2s to other layer 2s. And what they have is they have a bonder. So for example, for rETH, one of the people who's a bonder is Thomas G, and he deposited rETH into Hop. And then what they do is, as a person wants to go from one chain to another, they will deposit it in Hop in one place and withdraw it on Hop on another place. And right now, I think it's a permission set, but what they're doing is they're going to make a permissionless bonder soon, which is absolutely awesome to see. And Shane Fontaine, who actually works with Hop, he was one of the founders of Hop. I actually spent a lot of time talking to Shane at Eth Denver, and this was a little bit of alpha. So I'm not sure if Jasper was supposed to share this or not, but the fact that it's coming soon is actually really exciting, and I think it's going to make Hop an even better bridge than what it is now. It's actually my preferred bridge of choice. Now, please, that's not an endorsement. You can use whatever bridge you want, but I like its ease of use, and it's pretty good for me. So, okay, next we had this post from a person with Beefy, and for those of you who know, Beefy is a service that restakes your balancer liquidity positions. And it says here, I'm with Beefy. I had a great discussion with multiple members of the Rocket Pool team in Denver. I was informed of the great community, so I wanted to stop by and check it out. Definitely nudging the idea of running a validator with Rocket Pool to my team. We currently solo stake 7 validators with the DAO Treasury, but we love working with OG builders, especially those making permissionless tech. So this is actually a really nice endorsement of the Rocket Pool ideas and values that we were talking about before, ideals and values, and how people are really noticing these. And here we have EP, who came into the Discord just to share that he's going to pitch moving to Rocket Pool with some of their validators, which was absolutely amazing to see. Okay, next we had this post about ETH Standard. And ETH Standard is like a new TradFi kind of newsletter. So they say, legacy finance is slowly co-opting DeFi as more protocols bring TradFi risks into Ethereum. To return to our Cypherpunks roots and untether ourselves, DeFi needs scalable, censorship-resistant money. Sorry, yeah. So this is a post about flat money. So flat money is a new kind of token, and they are actually. Let me just get the information from here. Just give me 1 second. I'm sorry about this. Money. It'll take a second for me to find it. Flat money. Yeah, here. So flat money. They're getting a unit coming to base, and it's going to be 100% backed by rETH. So flat money or flat coins, in theory, attempt to have low volatility and be relatively stable to inflation. And unit, I guess that's what the coin is going to be called, will not be pegged to USD consumer price index. So that's something to keep in mind and maybe work on about that. So if you want to read more about flat money and how it all works, there's a link to their docs over here that you can go and have a look at, and that'll tell you exactly how it works. But the great thing is, of course, like I said, it's all going to be based on Rocket Pool. Rocket Pool's rETH, and that will be launching soon. So I'll definitely let you all know when that comes to market. Okay, next we had Mighty M here running into bug and came into support. He says, I think I ran into a bug then. When I try to claim, I get a 6EGV error. So what happened is Mighty M here removed all the validators from a node and then tried to claim the rewards after the fact and was getting an error. So it says, this is before I select the option to either just claim or claim and restake. I'm on the latest smart node. Is the entire command line output. So he says, is there a bug? And basically what happened is Patches was explaining that the best way to get the rewards off is just to use Rocket Sweep in that situation and get the rewards that way if you're having a problem with your smart node stack. So I didn't really fully understand what the problem was, but if I get some more information about that, I'll cover it for you all. Okay, next, Mig said that Stakestone is a service that's been talking at ETH Denver, and what they're doing is they're saying they're very good with integrations, and their website, they say that rETH is one of their underlying assets, but as Mig dug deeper, they only use Lido. So he's saying if anyone sees people from Stakestone, can we ask them why? And then Mav, I think, was going to ask them why, but I don't know why, what happened with that. it's really interesting, right? Because having it's funny because attaching yourself to Rocket Pool adds a lot of legitimacy for DeFi products, and they get a whole lot of kudos kind of out of that. And I think it's pretty interesting that they do it like this, because even though like it's not there, right, like they really try to add legitimacy to their things, and like they want to attach themselves with those like Rocket Pool values, Ethereum values, even though they're kind of like lying about it here. So I'm not sure what the outcome of that will be or what it is, but if I find out, I will definitely let you all know. Okay, next we had this screenshot that Pateris shared, and this was of a talk that Langos was at, but also there was a person from Diva, and the person from Diva was saying we should hit mainnet in 1.5 months or so. We are now going through the audits of our smart contracts. So this is actually a really interesting comment, because we didn't think that Diva was this close to mainnet launch. So what ended up happening was, Isaac said has their non-fungible Leocum says, knowing how audits go, this will more likely be April or May. Isaac says, has their cryptography been audited yet? Non-fungible Leocum says, no idea. And then Pateris says they're still on their old testnet on Gurley. If they go live on main at the end of Q1, like they say, it'll be less than 1 month of testing on the final testnet on Haleshki. So it seems like there's some issues there. But then Pateris shared another tweet from them saying, thesis defense, it says we're excited to partner with Diva Staking, Stake Diva for a security audit of Diva Staking smart contracts written in Solidity. So I guess those are one of their auditors, and that was Valdo says, was this their first audit? I see a team introduction blog post in November. I see a portfolio page with no audits. I see 2 blog posts about their approach to audits. It does seem the team's members does have significant auditing experience. So Pateris says only 1 co-founder is listed, because I think the other one, Micho, has been removed, maybe. I'm not sure. Miko, and then this is according to their Twitter account, this will be the second public audit. And announced an audit of Pocket Network on February 15th. That probably has already happened. And then there was some other like Diva promo tweets that were going out. And then we got Raul coming here saying, that I'm not going to lie to anyone. I don't know why Myra put that there, but I take it as a mistake. It says, being realistic, we won't be hitting mainnet in 20 days. It depends on how the audits go. They're pushing, and we are pushing as much as we can, but it needs to be a bit more time. So here there's different people from like different arms of the Diva team kind of giving conflicting information about when Diva will or won't be going to mainnet. So that was, I think, really interesting to see that that's happening, basically. Yeah. So once we get an official date with Diva going to mainnet, I'll definitely let you all know about that. Okay, here we've got some news about Swell as well. So one of the Swell team members, Treebeard, says, I think maybe a community member saying, it looks like Swell just enabled exit withdrawals. So if we have a look on the Ether scan, you can see that here there was a withdrawal taking place. And it looks like they might be enabling withdrawals now, which is actually really good, because people have been waiting to withdraw their ETH from Swell for a while, and they've been going under peg quite a lot. So if they are enabling withdrawals now, that's actually really cool. Okay, next we have this update from EIC, which is the Eth Investors Club, and they are writing a newsletter that's designed for TradFi, kind of very much follows TradFi kind of layout and structure. And what is the point of it is that it kind of presents like it says, EIC Quarterly is free to read for all joiners in chronicling the reimagination of 2 critical societal pillars, the internet and property. So you can read this. I think you have to become a member and give them your email address to read it. Or maybe not. Let's see. Oh no, you don't. You can just click read it. So it's just use necessary cookies. So it's 128 pages, and you can read through it all. So it looks really nice. Like I learned about this from Anthony Sassano when he covered it on the Daily Gway, but submitted to Rocket Fuel, so you can all see how it works. So it's an interactive newsletter, and it's got a whole lot of information about different projects that are working on Ethereum, and like NFTs being sold on Sotheby's, and all this like information, like there's the Phi network and a whole lot of stuff. So they really go deep into the data of like what the protocols are doing and like what they're making and how it's all working out. But then they've got their reports here as well, like scaling ERC 4626 tokenized vaults. So if you want to have a look at this, go and give it a read. I haven't read this yet, but it seems like a lot of people are kind of supporting this or output like this. So it's cool. Okay, next we had this post from Eric Connor, who said that he, on his dApp node, he's joined the smoothing pool with his validators. So there's the smoothing, and there's smoothly. There are a couple of different features now that work for solo stakers. And he said that he joined it, and he seems like he's really excited about it. And then he kind of shared some research about it as well. But the thing with smoothing pools like this on mainnet is they're not actually asking for any kind of collateral. So it seems like MEV theft would be quite trivial. They've kind of been hand wavy about how MEV theft would work and like kind of ignoring it. But it seems like, if you are in the smoothing pool here and you've got validators, it's open to theft. So definitely be careful, even though people are kind of supporting it on mainnet for solo stakers. I think there's still a lot of question marks around the technology. So he was advertising the MEV smoothing pool that's based on dApp node, but yeah, and you also pay them a fee. I forget what the number is, but it's quite significant, and so much so that it actually might make being in a smoothing pool less effective, depending on how many proposals you get. Now, the Rocket Pool smoothing pool, of course, is best in class. It's completely free. It's got great MEV theft protections in the form of the ETH collateral, and it's something that I think users should gravitate towards more than these collateral-free pools. Okay, next we've got some really good news out of the community from DrRlyDumb here, and he says he just passed his thesis defense, so he's finally done. So he got his PhD, and now he is really a doctor. So I'm just including this for a huge shout out for DrRlyDumb. And then next we got Sneaky Ninja Guy got doxed by Steven here, and he wasn't really doxed. It was just he found a video of a guy called Sneaky Ninja Guy who was doing like dumb stuff and kind of sneaking around pretending to be a ninja. But I just thought I'd include that because I found it kind of funny that Sneaky was doxed like this. Let me see if I can get the video working. Yeah, the video's not working for you all, so I guess you're just gonna have to go watch it yourself. Oh, here it is. So this guy is calling himself Sneaky Ninja Guy, and as he hides, look, he's kind of coming closer to the camera and stuff. So that's funny if you are into that kind of thing. Okay, next we had, I covered this on Rocket Fuel where Holulo had stats for the whole community and how it's all working out. And what happened here was Sneaky said, we were talking about submissions channel, and I said it's all good. Thanks for this. That's just for submissions. I like to keep it as clean as possible. Even I get the hammer reaction if I say something that's not a submission. So I was talking to Snow, who kind of was talking in the submissions channel, and Sneaky said, pretty sure you're in the lead for the hammer in there. I said, almost definitely. We need Holulo to do an analysis. I don't know if you all remember, but people felt rugged after ETH last year because I split the episode. Oh, that's a separate thing. So Holulo said, do you need the number of the hammer reactions in Rocket Fuel submissions? And we said, yeah. Sneaky said, whoever's in a position number, like who lead position, gets a 1 week ban. I said, I can't get banned from my own thread. I need to make my show. Think of my family. So anyway, here he ran the submission. So this is the number of times people got the hammer. So I got the hammer 22 times. Superfizz got it 8 times. Sneaky got it 6 times. Patches got it 6 times. Val, Invis, Cheers, Cal, Tennis, and Ramana got more as well. So I said, yeah, those. He says, those numbers seem low. I said, that's way too low. Maybe that's many occasions. I said, I know that I've gotten more than 10 on a single comment many times. So then he actually ran it by the comments, and I got 91 hammers. Superfizz got 27, Sneaky got 25, Val 20, and then others as well. And then Jasper says, now see who gave the most hammers. And it was me who gave the most hammers with 52. And then Jackson, Genux, Not You, Cal, Jasper, Patches, Ramana, Hodja, and the Wooden Ship as well. So Jasper said, I thought I'd be higher, to be honest. And Hodja says the only time I go into submissions is to click on the hammers. So yeah, that was a nice little thing. Okay, and today we're going to finish the episode with the raffle because it's the first episode of March. So here we had Cheers producing the leaderboard for February, and Sneaky came first with 58 submissions, which is amazing. I came second with 35. I started adding my own submissions just to see how I rank with the rest of the community. And second behind Sneaky, I think is absolutely fine. Like, I'm totally happy with that. But then, we had this month we had 40 submissions, 40 different submitters, all the way down to Rare Bunny over here. So I'm just going to copy and paste these cells, and I'm going to copy them, and now I'm going to put them in the raffle tool that Hippocrates made for me, and they're posted in there. So now I'm going to run the raffle and let's see who wins. Of course, if I win, which I probably will because I've got second most submissions, we're going to skip me and we're going to go to the next person, and there's 8 prizes of $100. So let's see who wins. Okay, first Sneaky Ninja Guy, then Samus. Congratulations, I think Samus wins for the first time. Then Rocknet, then me, so we skip me. Then there's Yokum, Blue AVM, RPL Maxi, Mike Friend, Shifrin is number 9, and Invis is number 10. So Invis, sadly, you are a backup prize, but Shifrin will get a prize instead of me. And then I think this might be Yokum's first win, it might be Samus's first win, and it might be Mike Friend's first win. So that is really exciting. I'll be in touch with those people about their raffle winnings soon. Let's have a look at how much RPL costs today. So right now, at the time of this raffle, RPL is $34.04. So if I do 100 divided by 3404, that is equal to 2.94 RPL. So that's how much you'll all be getting, 2.94 RPL for winning the raffle this month. So congratulations to those of you who won the raffle, and I will be in touch with you about that soon. As always, thank you so much for watching, listening, and being part of the Rocket Fuel community. I'm sorry that I haven't made an episode for 5 days. As you all know, I was at Eth Denver, and on the Wednesday night when I first got there, I made an episode. The audio was all messed up, so I just got really disheartened and I didn't make another episode. So that was my bad. I will hopefully that's not going to be an issue anymore, and I'm all caught up now, so hopefully going forward we'll be back to our regular cadence of episodes, and I'll be back tomorrow with a new episode for you all to enjoy. Thank you once again, and I'll see you then. Bye.